One of my favorite archetypal images is Yoda, and he is the archetype of the seer or the shaman, and our collective consciousness wrote him into the script for The Empire Strikes Back because he was bringing us something we all want to learn right now. So do you remember his quote, "Do or do not, there is no try"? That's really pertinent this week because from January 6th to March the 6th of this year, every celestial body is in direct forward motion. Now, that hasn't happened in a very long time, but Monday, January 7th, Uranus has his first full day in direct motion, and he is still in the sign of Aries, but remember he's retrograded back into Aries from his somewhat short beginning, a little stay in Taurus, that was May 15th through the summer. While he's in Aries, we're picking up the pieces of our warrior voice, of our warrior energy, because it's really needed right now. And also on Monday, January 7th, Venus is emerging from a long stay in Scorpio's intense and very passionate energy. And now she's leaping without looking into the truth-telling arena of Sagittarius. So the moon, you know, is also making headlines this week, not just because of the Chinese soft landing on her so-called far side, but also because we are right now in between two eclipses. They always travel in pairs, 2 by 2. So we're between the solar and the lunar eclipse. The first one we had last Saturday on January 5th, and it was the new moon beginning. It was the beginning cycle for 2019 for the whole year. And it was in mid-Capricorn, along with 4 other celestial bodies in Capricorn. So we are called to a sense of anything that is not in integrity, that is not fair, it is falling. It has to fall away because that is the energy of this Capricorn. And it's not just this January, but we are going to have a second large wave of this same thing in January 10th of 2020, which is going to be a remarkable climax of many years of energy. And it will also have a cluster of Capricorn planets, except that the difference will be right now we don't have the optimism from Jupiter that we're going to have in the January 10th, 2020. So things are getting better, and we will see it even if it's rather subtle. So next up is the super full moon, the illumination, Lioness Leo, and that will be coming on January 20th. Meanwhile, we're in between, but it's a wonderful time to stop and collect yourselves and think. So just sort of like hibernating bears, we need a little lazy time and dream work. Hi, I'm Judith Royal, archetypal astrologer, and welcome. This is your astrology weather forecast for the week of January 7th to 13th, 2019. And we are in the first quarter moon phase this week that will be coming on Sunday, January 13th. In hot-blooded Aries. So this warrior is very decisive, and we will feel the call for the same thing, to be very decisive. It's a major, major turning point, especially because it is occurring at the midpoint between these two eclipses. So Monday, January 7th, we start out the week with the moon in Aries Aquarius. The moon went into Aquarius late the night of the 6th, and she's going to be there until around lunchtime on Wednesday the 9th. Now that's an air sign, and remember, along with her, we now have Venus in a fire sign. So Venus and the moon are getting along splendidly. There's some good combustion there. And the two of them together you just feel your love strongly for someone, for something, hopefully for your own self. And we have not very many aspects between Monday and Thursday, when the moon, now in the sign of Pisces, runs in, makes a pairing up with Neptune, who is the visionary planet. So this is a day of high intuition. You really want to trust your hunches. It's also a day really for some daydreaming. And why not? I mean, we know that visualization is a great tool for manifesting what we want in the world. And visualizations are really just a concentrated form of daydreaming. So have at it. And Thursday is also a day you're going to maybe overdo it a little bit. With your emotions, so a good time to curl up by the fire and stay indoors. Now, Friday the 11th, the moon is still in Pisces, and this day, which is always ruled by Venus, Fridays are, has a conjunction of the Sun in Capricorn with Pluto in Capricorn. And what that is, it's really the aspect of childbirth. And so you are giving birth to something very transformational in yourself and from yourself. So take advantage of noticing that on Friday. Saturday, the moon will go into that fiery Aries in the wee hours, actually right after midnight on Friday night. And Saturday is really, it's beautiful, really. The moon in Aries is going to make a trine to that Venus who's just gone into Sagittarius. So this is the first wonderful aspect for her since she went into Sagittarius. And that is, again, an easy and very imaginative energy, very, very loving. But you're also going to want to do something about those thoughts, about those feelings, because the moon in Aries will also conjunct Mars, who has just gone into Aries himself last week. So you feel the fire building. So all of you, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, if you have your sun sign or your moon sign there, you're going to be incredibly energized right now. And all of those planets in forward motion are really going to get kicked into gear as Uranus goes direct, also in fiery Aries this Monday. So, wow. And for those of you who have earth signs, then you've got the sun and you've got Mercury, Saturn, and Pluto all bunched up for you, giving you incredible practicality, ambition for success, as well as the method, the way to get there. It will be very positive for all Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn, especially Capricorn. We are all looking to you for what this year's transformation is going to be all about. Now, water signs, not so much anymore. Now that Venus has left Scorpio water, we only have then Neptune in the waters of Pisces. But that's going to change to next month. And air signs, hang on, hang on. You're almost there. We have no air still until the sun goes into Aquarius on the 20th. So take advantage of the fire and take that time for, hibernating in the sense of rest. Finishing up this week on Sunday, we have the moon still in Aries, and this is the first quarter moon testing point. It's always a crisis point, meaning you must make a decision about something. That's especially true for this one because it is in Aries, fire, and that's where that decisive warrior has been really giving us a kick in the butt, right? But also on Sunday, along with that first quarter moon challenge for making decisions, we have 7 other aspects going on. So Sunday is by far the peak of this week, the most important day of this week. We have the moon in a lovely thing with Jupiter, so you're going to have some optimism to get through this, remembering that this turning point, this quarter moon, is exactly midway between those 2 eclipses. Let's take a look ahead at the super full moon in Leo, the lunar eclipse that is coming on the 20th. We have taken our first step into the path we've chosen for 2019. And this week's decisive first quarter moon in Aries asks us now to take action on the resolutions and intentions we've set. They're not just idle hopes and wishes. They desire to be implemented in our daily lives and to live the principles we've decided are important to us, what we value. So, in summary, love that part of yourself that keeps on trying, keeps her head up, and has those high hopes of Sagittarius. And embrace your willingness to see like Yoda, and your affirmation to be repeated over and over in any distress. I am willing to see this differently. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next week for the good stuff about that lunar eclipse full moon in Lioness Leo. So go ahead and roar. It can't hurt to do a warm-up. All right, see you next week. That's all for now.